That's working? All right.
I'll do that one. I'll get up close and personal. Thank you, first of all. Thank you, all of you, for coming out. Thank you for coming out on this bitterly cold day to tell the whole world.
Thank you for coming out to tell the Parliament of Ontario that what is going on. Now, we in the Parliament of Ontario, I want everyone to know, we do not have jurisdiction over dealing with the Saudi government. That falls to the federal government in Ottawa. But you are here and you are in Toronto and you need to be heard. You need to be heard, and I am here to listen to what you have to say. For 20 years before I worked as a politician, I worked in the Immigration Department of Canada. And in that period, a great many people came to this country, including a great many Ethiopians. You came here to find freedom, you came here to find a voice, you came here for your children, and you came here to think for a better life. And those that came here, I hope have that life, because I know those that went to Saudi Arabia may have had that for a little while. There were jobs, there was some way of earning a living, but those days have passed. And when I see what the Saudis are doing today, it is inhuman. What the Saudis are doing today to their immigrant workers from Ethiopia and literally from everywhere else is absolute. You cannot meet them in their country. You cannot give them a job at low wages, driving taxi cabs, driving buses, preparing food, all the hundreds of things that I know that the Ethiopians are doing in some of the richer places in Saudi Arabia, and then one day say, go home. You can't do that. And then when the Ethiopians are fighting back, when the Ethiopians are saying no, then you see the kind of brutality that I see in all of these pictures. You need to stand up. The whole world needs to hear what is happening. Here, and especially in Ottawa, what is happening there. And you need to have one united voice, which I think the Ethiopian community is a marvelous place. Many Ethiopians, I love going to the food and all that. I love what's it called? Wrapping the bread up and eating it. There's many restaurants along the Danforth and my riding front. I'd like to go whenever I get a chance. But continue this. Make sure that what you are doing here today is heard in other places in Canada. Make sure it is heard in the United States. Make sure that the voice is heard all the way in Saudi Arabia. What is happening today in that country needs to be brought up at the United Nations, and people around the world have to put that kind of pressure on their government. I know you're doing that here today. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming out here again on this cold day to make the world aware what is happening. And when I was first asked, I had to go look it up because I hadn't actually heard this. But in the last few days, there was a big article in the Toronto Star that outlined it all, and some of the other newspapers are starting to pick it up as well. So make sure that everywhere you go, people are hearing about these atrocities, because it is the only way that you'll ever be able to stop them. You're far away from Saudi Arabia. Your voice can be heard around the world. We have all the technology today to make sure that it spreads. Spread it to your brothers and sisters, no matter where they are. Make sure that they're out demonstrating in their public places and in front of their parliaments, whether it be in Britain or the United States or France or wherever Ethiopians might be. The world needs to hear it. The world needs to step in, and Canada needs to do a lot with the Saudi government to make sure that they stop this inhumanity to the brothers and sisters who are from Ethiopia and who are good enough to work there, good enough to do all the jobs that Saudis don't want to do, but they should be good enough to live there, to be treated with respect without having brutality, without having people raped, without having people murdered. So I'm here today. I want to thank you for coming out. Please continue. Please make sure that the whole world knows what's happening there. Thank you.
having a demonstration.